Radio. Big shout out to Nelson, the president, doing this thing and making sure the sound and everything sounds good and it's together. If you joined us for the first part, we had Harold Outley come through. He's a talented brother. We had a great show. Thanks again for having him on. And then any guests, if you want to come on the show, be sure to reach out to me, send me a DM, hit the website www.positivebeatwhite.com so we can lock in and get locked in. 101 TVL Radio, we are on all social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, streaming live on YouTube now. Be sure to like and subscribe. So, without further ado, and the housekeeping is out the way, I would like to introduce my next guest, my brother from UWG as well, Kendall McGrew in the building.
Oh yeah. What's up, B?
What's happening, brother?
Man, a lot, brother. I was one of those ones, like you said a few minutes ago. Reached out to you on in the DM, and we got this set up. For me to come talk about what I'm doing. And I'm Kendall McGrew, founder and CEO of the Plug Network. I'm here to talk with my boy Positive B about the good things that's going on in the community we got going, and how pushing the narrative and pushing the culture forward on one specifically. What I do is design community infrastructure. And what that entails is the process of filling gaps. And in our communities, I've noticed we have gaps when it comes to access. That's access to a lot of things: access to capital, access to resources, food deserts, access to proper food and proper infrastructure. And so that was the basis of designing my first, my flagship store, which I'll be producing and building right now on Washington Road in East Point, called The Plug. And what The Plug is, it's a combination of a few different economic outlets. One that covers the gap of food deserts. I'll be bringing a hydroponic farm to the city of East Point. And a hydroponic farm, for those who aren't familiar with it, we have the technology now to grow vegetables within container farms. You can have produce grown, in container farms. So, man, it's dope. It's out there. Technology is moving at a pace now where, the things that we think used to be global problems are being solved, and AI is kind of pushing that forward. But one component of the Plug is a hydroponic farm. So it's a 40-foot container farm that's able to grow about 2.5 acres of food within a 40-foot container space.
Wow, 40-foot container space.
Yep. Think of a shipping container, a regular shipping container that you'll see that's on the boats where all the shipping goods come, and even on the tractor trailers. But 40-foot container is filtered. It's equipped with a hydroponic grow system, which is filtered water that goes through. Soil is growing. So you're able to utilize pods and seeds, and then filtered water is pushed through the roots, and crops are able to be produced in about 4 to 6 weeks.
Man, you just hit me with a missile, man. I'm so excited about that, man. Anything growing food, sustainable, and natural.
Natural.
So I'm super excited for you, man. And first and foremost, I just want to give you a big congratulations, man, because sometimes stepping out on faith can be difficult, especially when you're starting out and trying to gather all the resources. So shout out to you, man, for that.
Appreciate it. It's definitely been a challenge, and it's when I started this, I called it just going on a food journey, and that's the same thing. Walking by faith. Really had I have experience in gardening. I'm a gardener by hobby. I grow food at home, and I have a nice size plot where I grow in raised raised beds. And from that, I normally grow food. I'm a child care provider as well, on daycare center on Washington Road, my wife and I. And family has been in that business 40 years. My wife is an actual third generation child care owner. So third generation child care owner.
Shout out to that. Shout out to my wife for that.
For over 40 years service in the community. But a lot of things I grow at home, I end up taking it to the center and let my teachers, get peppers, cabbage, broccoli, any and everything under the sun, corn, potatoes, anything within the season, I grow. And so this business of the plug was more of a development of what I was already doing, a continuation. So I was already doing it and established a garden at a retirement community as well in East Point for our older members of the society or community. And from there, I was like, man, how can I do this on a larger scale? How can I get affordable food to people? Because as I grow myself, I go to the grocery store and I see a pepper, and a granite pepper is $5, and I'm like, man, like I know what it takes to grow this. Like I know what it takes to produce, and for one pepper, $5, it just doesn't seem right. So I took the initiative to actually do my research and find how can I bring this technology to the city and be able to grow food at an affordable price.
That's awesome. And then you mentioned shout out to the city of East Point as well, yes, man. Because I saw you sent me something where you got the blessing from the East Point.
Yes.
That will help you. They've got your back.
Yes. Shout out to the city of East Point, specifically the Economic Development Department. Aaron over there and Maceo, the senior members in that department, been working with them for a while, probably maybe about over a year now, different programs. So being a business owner in East Point, they have the downtown economic development business meetings. So started to attend there, and with those city council meetings, and they actually have a great entrepreneur workshop program as well that I went through, where they introduce you to different financial institutions. We've done training on how to integrate AI in your workspace and everything, and actually just going through that program and different networking events, it allowed me to build a relationship. And that's key in what I'm doing is relationship, because the community aspect is very important to me. When I say community, I want people that want to work with me. People that want to work with me. People that we're on the same page, we're aligned, and we're moving in the same direction when it comes to certain things. So shout out to the city of East Point. That letter of recommendation will now be attached to all grants that I'll be applying for, financial things that I'll be applying for as well, and then just helps me, gain reach in the community aspect, showing that the city actually has my back and wants to see this project go forward.
Yeah, and then you also got my blessing as well, and then so the plug network, first and foremost, obviously you gave a definition of what it is and what it's going to do. How important is it for you to get that community support? Because nothing gets done without community support. There's no I in team,
right?
And for projects, you really need support and community support from others to help you. So how important is that for you with this moving forward? And what are some things that people can do to help support your vision?
Oh, community is very important. Like I said, that was the basis of this design. How do I close these gaps in our community? And one was the access to food. And a lot of our communities are in food deserts, so the hydroponic farm came about that way. The other part of the plug, also I'll be bringing EV charging, EV infrastructure there as well. So Georgia right now is kind of lacking behind when it comes to EV infrastructure. We're producing, I think we're number 5 in the nation for EV production. So, we're up there with EV production, but the infrastructure doesn't match with what we're producing. And a lot of times our communities don't get, the access to these things. So I'll be bringing EV infrastructure to the communities. Up and down Washington Road all day, I see EVs driving, and my wife and I, man, we actually just celebrated 10 years of marriage last year, and actually year before. So we, for our anniversary present, bought my wife an EV. I wanted an EV, so I got her an EV. But I soon recognized in the community, the infrastructure isn't there when I need to charge up. So I'm bringing EV infrastructure, and with the community support, that'll be, especially in the city of East Point, 55% of the residents are renters, right? So when you look at that, and a lot of times in our communities, that's what we'll see. So for the adoption of EVs, and now EVs are becoming cheaper. More people are buying them, and renters, a lot of them aren't allowed to put chargers in the homes. So that infrastructure needs to be built for these cars to progress and for us to really help the environment. So, community support with the EV infrastructure, and the other component in the plug is also autonomous retail. I'll be bringing retail operations there where literally be able to tap your card, get what you need, and get out of there.
Tap to pay.
Oh yeah, tap to pay.
For those who don't know what that is, tap to pay.
Tap to pay. Boom.
And it took me a while to kind of get on that wave. I was a little, I don't want to say skeptical, but anytime you have like something new that's integrated into society, remember it used to be swipe, you got swipe, but then you had to insert.
Then you had to insert.
You know what I mean?
Tap and stuff.
And now it's tap. So obviously, it's moving forward. I feel like in a good direction, but
yes, I think it's moving in a great direction, because as you see, what we're used to are legacy systems, right? And these are systems that our parents grew up on, that our grandparents grew up on, and the same when it comes to infrastructure. It's the same systems that our parents and our grandparents came up on. I was having a conversation with my father probably a couple weeks ago, and he let me know I was the first person he ever seen with a debit card. So like that, I mean, he told me, he was like, man, like he thought they was gonna steal my money.
What's so funny is, and I like to have funny topics on Positive Mind Saturdays. I love to have fun and just talk about things that's moving in the community. But when's the last time anybody has ever wrote a check?
Man,
It's been a while for you. I can't remember the last time I wrote a check.
Yeah, in business, in childcare business, I tend to write a couple checks. But I remember this was maybe about 2 weeks ago. I went into the bank, and the young lady teller there, I asked her for a check register. That's the old way. I still calculate everything. So everything. I like to physically see what's going on. And when I asked the teller, I said, do you have any registers? And she was like, what's that? And that goes to show you, and she's a young lady in her 20s, but like that goes to show you how fast these things are moving. These things that don't exist anymore are becoming obsolete, and now also the evolution when it comes to the technology. So when I'm bringing the autonomous retail to the city of East Point, what I'm really going is for the future. These are for the kids. This is designed for infrastructure and designed for systems for the future moving forward. These children growing up now, my daughter had I was helping her with her homework, and one of the questions mentioned a newspaper. And so, I just asked her, I said, you know what a newspaper is? And her answer was, yeah, I know what that is. That's what they used during slavery. Now, that, to her perception of the newspaper is only linked to that. So, what I build is for, the children and the generations that are going to be moving forward, not the ones that are still hung up on the old ways, the old technology. So, and it's about exposure too. That's about community. I want to expose these children to new avenues, and with the plug, I'll be having workforce development programs as well, where I can introduce people to hydroponic farming. I can introduce people to solar energy. Mind you, the plug, it will be powered by solar energy and battery energy storage systems.
Solar, so it's coming from
Oh yeah.
From above.
From above. So
Love that, man.
I have multiple designs and concepts within the plug network. The plug is the first flagship that will be launched, but all of my designs and concepts are produced with coherence in mind, and that's coherence between the environment, between the economy, and between people. I believe all three of those things can work together and circulate. For all of those things to work together, you create an ecosystem that can't fail.
Can't fail. Shout out to the Plug Network. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to make sure some bills are getting paid and make sure the roof isn't on fire. The roof does not look like to be on fire. So we look good, we rocking and rolling. We're going to take a short break, so y'all keep it locked in. Positive Mind Saturdays. I'm your host, Positive B. Mike. We're going to talk more with the Club Network owner and CEO, my boy Kendall McGrew in the building, who's also alumni of UWG as well, man. So we've got some history. So y'all keep it locked in. You don't want to miss this next episode. We'll get into how he keeps his mental health together. I'm a big component, brother, on keeping mental wellness together and keeping it straight. So we'll talk more with Kendall when we come back. Y'all keep it locked to a positive. Be right. 2. Welcome back to Positive Mind Saturdays with your boy Positive B. White. We are here at 101 TKO Radio. If you have been tuned in, the first session was my boy Harold Allen came through, but then I got my guy Kendall in the building, and we're talking about the Plug Network, sustainability, and we spoke on EVs. We spoke a little bit about infrastructure. So now I want to jump back into that topic, and let's talk a little bit about systems in place. Obviously, the Plug Network is it'll be the first. It'll be one of one. So, how do you think that process is going to go? And what are some things that you think what are some things you think you'll have to navigate throughout this process?
Oh man, yes, it's systems and one. I like to try to think in systems, and whenever I design or whenever I work, I do it with the basis of the what I call the ultimate system, the ecosystem, nature, and nature is what I'm tuned into. But some of the things that come across that will help move this process forward is like the community aspect, or in general, just access, right? That's what I see in the community that we lack is access to one incentives or initiatives that help move the community forward, access to information as well. I've been learning so much. I've been learning so much on this process, and it hasn't been information that it hasn't been new information. It's just information that we generally don't have access to or whatnot. So mentally though, really training my mind to get out of my comfort zone, and with that's networking events. Growing up in Atlanta, with Atlanta being a predominantly black city, I'm used to being around my people and stuff, used to talking to my people. But in this venture, I have to venture outside of that, and I find myself a lot of times sitting across the table from people of other cultures. I had dinner the other night with a lady from India, and I actually had a marketing meet yesterday with a guy from Russia, and so mentally and emotionally getting the nervous system prepared for things like that, because as I speak about underserved communities and as I speak about these gaps, I'm speaking to people who some of them can't even relate. So that's very important. Getting out there and just talking, expanding, and getting your nervous system regulated to be able to have those conversations with people who are generally outside of your culture.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's very important, the world is much bigger than just us. You know what I mean? And so I am a very big advocate of working with everyone. You know what I mean? If different countries, different races, nationalities, I look at all. If they have a good business, they're good business practices, and they have good character, I'm with it. I'm with it to work with everybody who's moving in the same direction that I'm moving in, regardless if they look like me or not. You know what I mean? And I think the world is, you just have to look at the world as not just your area or where you're from, but as a globe. And that's why I travel so much, because I'm able to get those different perspectives, and they all help shape who I am today. So as we progress into the different infrastructure, and then as the Plug Network is unveiled, how important is it for you to be mentally capable to be able to handle everything? Because obviously you're walking into a new space, and you got to be able to get comfortable and navigate it in a way that doesn't look out of the ordinary, right? Like on my head, because it's a new thing. So how does Kendall stay mentally able to handle all those things?
Man, it was a process that really I've developed over the years, and now gotten to a point where I perfected what works for me. And I think that's going to be key to anybody doing something outside of the norm, outside of something that they're not normally used to doing, right? You have to find out what works for you. Bingo. And what I found out is if I can attack the morning, then I'm good for the day, right? So first first thing in the morning, I wake up. I wake up extremely early. I get up no later than about 3 a.m. Which is insane. So I get up because to me that's my personal time, right? That's the time where I get outside. I look at the stars. I look at the moon. Walk my dog and stuff. Get out in nature, and that's the time where I really start to mentally prepare myself for the day, right? And that's aligning my thoughts, and then planning, the actions that are going to be aligned behind those thoughts. And once I get that set, it's kind of like I go throughout the day with a plan already in place. Sometimes things go off the plan, but when you build that endurance, mental endurance, a lot of times when those roadblocks hit, then you can kind of detour and get back on track. My wife actually a huge advocate for me, and she's helped me along this process. Had a challenging day yesterday actually, and I'm sitting there speaking with my wife, and she's like, hey, kind of help me out. You're doing good. You're on track. You're on pace. But right now, I think you need a break. So having a supportive partner, along with having those routines and those set things that work for you, I think that is key to keeping healthy and keeping strong throughout the journey. Walking by faith, we're taking the fool's journey. You don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what's around the corner, but to be prepared and to have a support system for the times where you might not have enough energy. Sometimes you might need somebody like, okay, just chill for a minute. Get back to it tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Everything doesn't have to get completed today, and that has been ultimately my key to success.
You mentioned something. Your partner, your spouse. I want to get especially your wife for helping you be in that space for you to be able to roll this thing and grow forward and be able to help you and just get that back. So shout out to your wife for that. Obviously, as your wife, she supports your vision, and she will help you push that forward. I love you. Give credit where credit is due. You have to give credit where credit is due. Oh yeah. And then obviously you mentioned husband, and you mentioned your daughter as well. How important is your mental space with your daughter? Because daughters are obviously they're our best friend, and especially at a younger age. Before they get real sassy. How important is your mental space when dealing with your daughter?
Oh man, it's so important. It's so important. And what I've learned that a lot of times we look at our children and we end up raising ourselves. I see so much of myself in my daughter, and that's keeping a sharp mind. Really, it helps me parent her. It helps me parent her, and when I'm able to speak to her and speak to her from a level of hey, Daddy is going through some of the same things you're going through. She's going to school and entering new environments and talking to different people and learning as she goes. I'd like to relate that to her that hey, Daddy's going through some of these same things and everything, and mentally, I incorporate her into what I'm doing. A little story. A few months ago, I'm sitting down at the kitchen table. I'm working. I'm crunching numbers and figuring this thing out. And I created my pitch deck for investors. So she comes up and I do my pitch in front of her. I practice in front of her. So she gets her phone out. She starts taking little notes and stuff. And I'm like, man, what you doing? So after I finish the pitch, she hands me her phone and her notes. And in her notes it say, "My daddy is awesome. My daddy is so smart." Oh man, how about that, man? For her to see this come into fruition, for her to see from idea phase to now getting letters of recommendation from the city of East Point. I have a letter of support from Arden's Garden for this project, and for her to start to see these things, she Googled me the other day. She found me on Google, and she's like, "Man, Daddy, this and that," and now she wants to be on Google. She wants to be mentioned and she wants to be a part of this. So, mentally staying stable for her and her seeing me follow my dreams and her seeing me accomplish these things. It just, I believe it puts something in her that, she knows that she can do whatever she wants, something that started from in my mind and now I'm building this physical infrastructure. When she's seeing that hand in hand and now when she grows, she knows it can be done. It's not, hey, if I can do it, she knows it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Ground up, brick by brick. So obviously, parenthood is its own.
Oh yeah.
Phase, but you mentioned Arden's Garden, which is I think another really good product as well. And then the city of East Point. So I want to give a big shout out to the city of East Point. Get behind you and getting that community support. And I'm here to support you where I can. That's what the platform is all about. Positive mindset. 101 TK Radio. We're all about supporting the community, bro. Family. 4 years in, we're moving and grooving. This is what we do here at 101 TK Radio. Provide a platform for individuals to come on, share their story, what they're working on, what they're trying to do. And that's what it's all about. Uplifting the community. And I want to shout out to President Nelson, who wears several hats around here.
Man behind the camera.
Yeah, he does his thing. So we spoke a little bit about infrastructure. What are some things specifically in Atlanta? What are some things that Atlanta needs infrastructure-wise to be able to grow in those next 10 years?
I would say ultimately like the plug, because the components that are in that when you talk about us being dependent on food infrastructure, right? We're speaking to the Artist Garden. What I found out is, their produce and greens come from California. So you talk about economic mobility, and you talk about being able to have local, hyper-local food infrastructures. You need that in your community. So food access is going to be one thing that the city needs. So with the technology of hydroponic farming and everything, it's no reason why we can't be produce right here within the city. The other piece, when I'm bringing the EV infrastructure, because we're top 5 in producing EVs and buying EVs, and I believe the numbers to a conference 2 weeks ago, and they showed Georgia Power was there and showed the numbers on what's needed and what we have right now, and I believe we got about 65% more EV infrastructure to really keep up with the demand and with the amount of EV that are being produced, right? And then ultimately, I think education piece is something that needs to, and not in the sense of we look at secondary education a lot. We look at colleges, but actually develop workforce development programs. And it's a lot of jobs out here, and that people can be just trained on, and it's a lot of different avenues that are emerging now that we get some of these young people, some of the old people introduced and give them access to these emerging industries. I believe that moves the needle on economic mobility and actually on what's already a great city. I love the city. I've lived in, I was in the military almost 10 years, so moved in different spots and everything, but Army, yeah. So I am, so the plug is I'm a service disabled veteran, so it is veteran owned and veteran led, and that's an important aspect of as well. Spoke with a guy, hopefully it's soon to be a partner, and on some things for veterans and stuff. And so some of these veterans who are coming out of the military or been out of the military, introduce them into industries where they can actually make a living wage, and also you can be your own boss, man, when it comes to these things. So moving the city forward, I think first thing is find a network where we have food sustainability, and find a network where we have energy independence as well. Solar energy, battery energy storage system, all of these things that reduce the strain of the grid and that education and location, that's what we need. Anything that reduces the strain, and ultimately it makes things more affordable for the people. You got things that are affordable for the people. People have a better life. They're able to spend money on things that add value to their lives instead of things that constantly extracting.
Whoa, hey, man, shout out to you for being able to get it done and being able to walk into this new project with faith. And I pray blessings before you move forward as you go to this different pathway, because this is definitely one of them. So shout out to you for that. And then I want to open the floor for you to give a take of how to get community support, obviously like a website, your social media, or whatever resources you have to help people get in contact with you, to be able to support you, because that's what I want to make sure we nail home, is just how we can support you community-wise, outside of this radio interview, how we can support you move forward.
Okay. The website, you can visit theplugnetwork.org for all information on what I'll be doing and what I'm building. I'll be updating the website because as things progress, the site will progress as well and will evolve as well. On LinkedIn, you can find me, Kendall McGrew, on LinkedIn if you want to connect on socials. But ultimately, I'm down to talk to any and everybody about this. Anybody who has a passion or who has just a desire to move people forward and to help our communities and help the people that require the help, and access to what we need to move forward. So LinkedIn, you can find me, Kendall McGrew. You can visit plugnetwork.org, and I'll continue to come on these spaces, and anybody who wants to. I love conversations. I am currently speaking with a few different investors, angel investors, a few different venture capital firms who are interested in the plug and scaling. But ultimately, I want to work with people that want to work with people, and I want to work with people that are aligned with me. So if anybody out there is aligned with what I'm doing, hey, hit me up, LinkedIn. We can meet up for coffee. I love coffee where we can sit down and actually talk, and we can have a conversation, so we can see if we're really on the same page, and that the networking piece and just coming together, because this is a community effort, coming together. And I appreciate you for having me on this platform, because now that extends my reach a little more as well, and we start to develop relationships, and as the progress of the project keeps going on, we're able to keep coming back, having this. I also have some other things in the work under the Plug Network. I'm working on a prototype for actually a solar pyramid, man. I'm a solar pyramid. Oh yeah, so I got some products on the way as well. But the flagship of the Plug site, that's where my main focus is now. But I have some other things that are in the works that I can talk to you about.
All right, you heard it here. The Plug Network, CEO of the Plug Network, my brother Kendall McGrew. Shout out to you for that and coming through and letting us know what it is you're working on, how you can get community support, and why mental wellness is so important to you, being the man that you are. So thank you for tuning in, tapping in with me for another episode of Positive Mind Saturdays here at 101 TKO Radio. Please be sure to like and subscribe the page, YouTube page. We need the support. Like, subscribe. 101 TKO Radio. Be sure to follow us on IG, TikTok, Facebook, 101 TKO Radio, and be sure to follow me as well. Positively White on all your social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn.
We've got so much social media.
Be sure to follow me on all those pages. Send me a DM if you want to connect, if you want to be a guest on the show, or you can hit me up, www.positivewhite.com. Send me a message on there, come right to me. We can lock in, get you in the hot seat. Hey, you did well in the hot seat, man.
I like this. It's comfortable, man. I like this. We were able just to have a conversation, man. I love the setup. I love what y'all doing, and I love to come back.
Absolutely. We will see y'all next time. Until then, be smooth.